Hello, Captains. It's the Doctor, and today we're going to play the brand new featured episode that was just released on April 6th. This one is called Survivor, is the new featured episode. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, I'll link you to my latest news update for Star Trek Online in the top right corner, and that goes over the new mission and the rewards that we're going to get in this mission. Very important to check that out because the rewards are Romulan related. It's a Romulan ground set I'm highly looking forward to trying out. And in that vein, you will see that I am here on a different character for a change. A character you have not seen in a very, very, very long time. This is my Romulan character, Rassilon. He is a science officer in the Romulan faction, and I have done a playthrough of this character. I did a complete playthrough of the Romulan faction. Now, this was back in 2013, but this was right when the Romulan faction was released, and I did a complete playthrough with this character. So if you haven't seen that playthrough, you can also check it out. It's very long, but complete playthrough of this character, and you'll know what I'm talking about. Now, before we get to the actual mission here, give me a few minutes, and I'm going to go over my current character's specs and everything, his gear setup, his build, and all that really quickly. I'm going to go over all that because where I ended that Romulan faction playthrough and where I am now on Rassilon are two different places. So where I ended that, a long time ago, that playthrough, I have since been, working on this character, keeping him somewhat updated, trying to get everything I can on him and that sort of thing. And I have made progress. I have not played this character in a while, but between then and now, I have actually made a lot of progress from that last playthrough. So you can fast forward to where I start the new mission, Survivor, the featured episode, which did not see coming, by the way. Total surprise there. You can skip forward if you would like and not go through what I'm about to show you, or you can sit through this. I'll try to make this as quick as possible. But the first thing you'll notice is he's wearing a different outfit here than where I left off. I think the outfit I had on him last was like this one. I believe that's what it was. This is just a regular Romulan outfit you get. And what I'm wearing now is called the Romulan Republic outfit. And this is because I have taken the time to, in the duty officer system, get him leveled up to a diplomatic rank 4. And so that has allowed him to get this new outfit, this diplomatic outfit. So that's why I have that. Also, you will note in the Admiralty, I have all the Admiralties leveled up to 10. And I've been going through that to get specialization points and so forth. So I have been working on that. I also have all the reputations done on him except for the new one, the Lucari. It's at 0. I haven't started it yet on this character, but I have all the others done. So everything else done. I have access to all those items if I need them. Now let's go over his ground set right now, because we're going to be getting a new Romulan ground set with this new mission. And so the one that I have now is the only ground set that's been available, and it was available in a mission that is called, I forgot the name of the mission. Forgot exactly where you get this. I think it's actually way down here under, isn't it like right before you start the Iconian stuff, right? Uneasy Allies, that's the one.
I'm currently on leave from Voyager, and I was passing near the Hobus system.
Uneasy Allies. So that's the name. It's in the Iconian War story arc. It's called Uneasy Allies, and it's this set here. It's the Romulan Imperial Navy combat stuff, and I have all of it. It's called the Romulan Imperial Navy set. So here's the armor. And as you can see, I've got it at Mark 14 Epic, so the armor is maxed out on this character. And there's the specs on it. You can see all the specs right there and go over that. I have the shield, The Romulan Imperial Navy personal shield at Epic Mark 14. It's got a capacity 2 and another capacity. So this thing is maxed out. And then I have the kit frame that goes with it, the Romulan Imperial Navy Profession Specific Kit. It's got plus plasma damage, crit X, KP weapon, PSG weapon damage. Just a ton of stuff tacked onto that. You can see all the specs there of that kit frame. Now it does do plasma damage, and I am technically, my main weapon is not a plasma weapon, but my secondary weapon is a plasma weapon. I've got the plasma repeater pistol, which is also a mission reward in case I want to switch over to plasma, because this kit frame does boost plasma ground damage, but it also does critical chance, critical severity, weapon proficiency, ground shields, and kit modules. So that's the set. That's the gear set I have. Now, the 2 and 3 piece bonus for this is called while integrated tactical support while aiming plus 10% energy damage resistance while crouching plus 30% critical severity, and then emergency regenerative shield array when receiving damage while shields are depleted 100% chance to apply to team emergency regenerative shield array, and reduces damage to shields by 25% for 10 seconds. So that's what this set does. And because this is my Romulan character, I wanted to keep it Romulan themed. So that's why I'm using the Romulan Imperial Navy set. It's the only Romulan ground set there is until now with the new mission. And for my weapon, I'm going to be using the Herald Anti-Proton Beam Projector. I love that weapon. I use it on all my characters. It's maxed out at Epic. Then I do have the Plasma Repeater if I need it. Now for my kit modules, just real quick, I'm going to, because I'm a science character, well, the ones I've got on here now is I've got the seismic agitation field, I've got a medical tricorder, neutronic radiation, exothermic induction field, and this is also part of the rewards you can get is the universal kit module called Plasma Feedback Cascade. That goes hand in hand with this whole gear set very well. And I can enable it real quick for you here. This is what it looks like. It's a Plasma Feedback Cascade. Target self, the next incoming energy damage within 10 seconds reflects to target plasma damage, chains up to 4 times to target, and has an all damage resistance rating. 50% chance to expose the target, grants perfect shield for 4 seconds. Perfect shields have no bleed through, reduces damage to shields by 50% for 4 seconds, 7.2 shield. Does a whole lot. So that is part of all this as well. That kind of goes with this set very well. Another ground feature I have is I've got Precision Offensive 2 from my specialization stuff that I've been leveling up. So I've got that for enhanced shield penetration, armor penetration, and that sort of stuff. Everything else is just basically my kit powers. But that's the big thing here, is the fact that I'm running the Romulan Imperial Navy combat armor set, and we're going to compare that with the new ground set coming out in this mission we're about to play. My current health is 903, my shields are 857, so not the highest specs you could ever have, and this set is a little low in the health and shield department, but that's all that I've had available to me in terms of being having something Romulan on my character, because there's no other ground set. But those are the stats where I'm sitting at right now. There's my resistances and everything you can see. So that stuff is what's new since you last saw the run through. The next thing is the ship. Here is the ship I will be flying today. This is new. You haven't seen this. I did not have this ship in my playthrough. I have the Fleet Hanam Guardian Warbird Tier 5 use. So 2 things here. It's not a Tier 6 ship, and it is a fleet ship. And it's the Hanam specifically. Why Hanam? Well, when I put this ship on this character, there were no other new, unique Romulan ships in this game yet. This was very early on in the Romulan faction after I finished my playthrough, and they had not released any ships that had a leaning toward science. And by that I mean a commander science station. This has a commander science seating. The Hanam does. And there was no other ship that had that. There just wasn't a good science ship on the Romulan faction back then. So the Hanam was the best you could do in terms of a science ship. And so I decided, well, if that's the best I can get on a science ship on the Romulan side at the time, why don't I just go ahead and get the fleet version of it, so it has a better hull and shields, and then get the upgraded Tier 5U version, because it can be upgraded to Tier 5U instead of Tier 5, which gives you the 4 Starship Masteries. You don't get a Starship trait, but you do get the 4 Starship Masteries. So that's what I did. Now, since then, there are newer ships out for the Romulan faction that do fit very well on a science character. But I'm just going to keep this ship on right now simply because I have it all geared out very well. As you can see, everything is as gold as it can get. Like, literally everything is Mark 14 epic on this thing. So the build is like pretty powerful and pretty good for this level of ship. And I've been wanting to do a review on this ship anyway. Since I've got it and I've got it all figured out and done here, I have been wanting to do a review of it. So that's something I'll get to in the future. I just haven't done it yet, but I've been wanting to do that. So that's what I'll be flying today in our mission, is the Fleet Hanam Guardian Warbird Tier 5U. And as you can see, I've got a Romulan build through and through on this. I've got the Riemann, but same thing pretty much. Riemann Advanced Prototype Deflector Dish, hull cap, shield, hull cap. I've got secondary deflector, strategic inhibiting secondary deflector. I've got the Riemann Advanced Prototype Impulse Engine. I've got the Elite Fleet Thoron Infused Singularity Core, just maxed out. I got the Riemann Advanced Prototype Covariant Shield. For weapons, I'm using the dual plasma beam bank, and you can see it's got pen on there. I've also got the experimental Romulan plasma beam array. That's part of the Romulan Singularity Harness set, which I have all 3 pieces of. I've got the Romulan Hyperplasma Torpedo, which is part of that set. I got plasma beam arrays on the back, and you can see both of them also have pen. They've got crit D damage and pen. And this one has crit D damage and pen. So, very powerful setup here as far as this ship goes. I've got enhanced neutronium maxed out. I could replace that with something a little newer, but for right now, that's the best I got. An EPS, again, I could replace that with something from K13 now, like something that has armor penetration and a power transfer rate, because they have that console now, but when this ship came out, they didn't, so that's what I have right now. I have the 0-point energy conduit, which is part of that Singularity Harness set, and that set gives me something called Plasma Conductive Circuitry, which is plasma energy weapon damage, Starship Electroplasma System flow, and then Plasma Hyperflux, which is a special firing mode for your experimental Romulan plasma beam array. It deals increased direct damage and applies a high damage plasma burn damage over time. So I have that on there. I have the plasma generating signature nullifier, which also adds plasma and also has improve exotic damage and plasma based exotic damage. And then I also have a enhanced plasma manifold on here. Shield, engine, and aux power buff. Repairs disabled shields, engine, and aux powers. Immune to shields, engines, and auxiliary offline. Plus 50 shield power, plus 50 engine, plus 50 aux, plus 10 shield power, plus 10 maximum engine power, plus 10 maximum aux power. This is a great ability I have on this ship, so I love this thing. And then, of course, I've got all my tactical vulnerability locators, critical chance, and plasma energy. I have the masteries all maxed out, enhanced particle generators, enhanced singularity circuitry, enhanced shield systems, and reactive shield technology. So all of this is as good as this is going to get. In terms of skills, I am using Intelligence Officer as my primary, and it's maxed out, and I'm using Pilot as my secondary, and I'm still working on Pilot, so it's not finished yet, but it's gonna, what I do have will help, and that's all I have on the skills right now. So, the last thing is I have just also spent some time getting my bridge officers together. All my bridge officers that are going to go on the ground with me now have the Herald anti-proton split beam projector weapons. All of them have that, and they also have reputation, armor, and shields. So this character has the Terran armor and the Terran task force shield with the Herald anti-proton. This character has the Omega Force armor and the Omega Force shield, and then a Herald anti-proton split beam there. This one has the Mako armor, Mako shield, and the Herald split beam. And then Tovenkev has the adapted Mako, an adapted shield, and his weapon. So everybody has good armor and good shields from reputation, which means I'll also benefit from those 2-piece bonuses that each of those reputation gears provide. And then each one has a good Herald anti-proton split beam projector, so we should be doing a lot of damage on the ground. Whole point here, we'll be doing a lot of damage. Real quick, let me just show you in space what this all looks like all together. So here is the ship in space. Again, I will do a review of this in the future. I love the look. This is a skin. I think this is the veteran skin or fleet skin. It's something, but I like it. It's got a unique look to it. And this is a huge ship, by the way. The scale of this ship is ginormous. This is a large ship. I mean, look at that size difference right there. Oh, look, there's one of the J's. I can put this ship up against her, and you'll see, even compared to a J, look how big my ship is. The wingspan of my ship is as big as the saucer section of the J. So this is definitely a huge ship, but like I said, it's all geared out. You've seen that. It's got everything that you could possibly have on this thing. And this manifold, man, I love this enhanced plasma manifold. Here's the specs really quick. In space, I have a hull strength of 70,262, a shield strength of 25,000, my resist are near 50%. Crit chance is at 20%. Crit severity is at 70%. Accuracy is 33%. At full impulse, my turn rate is 17 degrees a second. And yeah, so this thing is pretty good to go. The only thing that's a little low on it, you'll see, is the aux power. For being a science vessel, you would want a higher aux power, but then I can kick in red matter for that. And I can kick in this manifold, which is going to boost my aux power quite a bit. Plus 62.5 aux power for 30 seconds. So that is huge. That is really huge. So enabling this before I enable some science powers will really, really, really help things. Help my power levels. So that's what I use for that. And then my engine power is a little low too, but that's okay. It doesn't really matter. So now that we got all that out of the way, those of you still with us, it's time to start the mission. For the rest of y'all that you skip forward, it's time to start the mission. Either way, it's time to start the mission. Here it is, featured series Survivor. Play now. All right, we've got featured episode. Starfleet Admiral Tana was duplicated during a temporal incident. Until this has been resolved, the galactic timeline is in jeopardy. Work with Agent Daniels to make things right. Remember to replay this mission next week for another exclusive reward. So, Tana, we haven't seen her in a long time, and a duplicated temporal incident. We've had this before. This was in a TNG episode. We had Riker being duplicated on a planet, and the rest of him went off on the Enterprise or whatever ship he was rescued on, and then became commander on the Enterprise, blah, blah, blah. We had two different Rikers. So this is another transporter incident like that. That's very interesting. And we're going to be working with Daniels. He's our time-traveling agent from the 31st century. I almost said 29th. That would be the other guys. This is Daniels. He's from the 31st century. So let's hail.
Hello. There's something I'd like you to look into.
Let's do it.
Some time ago, there was a temporal disruption involving the USS Enterprise C. We thought the matter was fully resolved, but there was an oversight.
Oh, really?
We need to find one of the Enterprise C survivors, a temporal duplicate of Starfleet Admiral Tana.
Really?
Until we reconcile her displacement, the timeline is in jeopardy. There's one person in particular that can provide the location of the survivors, Scylla of Romulus.
Oh, great.
We believe she's operating in the Cytor system. Meet me there to search for Scylla and enlist her aid.
So we're going to be meeting Scylla again. This is very interesting. So Tana was on the Enterprise C. Did we know that? Because I don't remember her being on the Enterprise C. So we're going to get our featured episode weekly reward, dilithium ore, and here's the new set I am really interested in, the Romulan Operative Personal Shield. So we'll go over all this at the end, and the Romulan Operative Combat Armor. That's what we're going to get. And then a console for improving stealth and cloaking, apparently. Pointless, but whatever. And then next week, or on April 13th, we'll be getting the Polaron Covert Ops Compression Pistol, which is part of the set. And the set is called Furtive Perseverance. That's what it's called. So, 2 pieces are available now, so we can replay this and get both of these pieces, and I'll play with them. But we'll look at the specs on all that after...
Stay safe out.
After we do this. Let's go to the Cytor system now. Where would the Cytor system be? Does anybody know? I've never heard of it before. I have no idea where it is. Does it say? Beta Quadrant. Okay. Beta Quadrant. So Beta Quadrant is... Oh, we're in the Beta Quadrant. Then let us go out of here. Alright. Oh, here we go. So it's over here in the Romulan stuff. Cytor system. I know I could transwarp there straight to it, but I'm going to do it the old-fashioned way because we're explorers, darn it. It won't take much time to get there, not at transwarp 38.4 apparently. I'm excited to play on Rassilon again because it's been a while since I pulled out my Romulan character, and I'm hoping, since this is a Romulan-oriented mission, I'm hoping that there's some unique Romulan dialogue. I hope that Scylla recognizes that we are Romulan. See, that to me would be very cool. That's kind of why I also wanted to play this as a Romulan. It's because maybe there would be some nice hidden Romulan dialogue in there since we are Romulan. I hope it recognizes us as that. That would be really, really cool. I don't think we've ever been to this system before. Cider system? Never heard of it. So this will be interesting. A lightly explored area of Romulan space. The Cider system is by most definitions unremarkable. Rumors of secret Tal Shiar installations persist despite little evidence to support such claims. Now entering the Cider system, no sign of any ships on sensors, Romulan or otherwise. Transporter Room 1 reports that Agent Daniels has just beamed in. From where? Who knows? Probably the future. Welcome aboard, Agent. What's your take on all this?
If she's here, we'll need to draw her out. Scylla's not easily found if she doesn't want to be. In the meantime, there's a structure on one of the larger asteroids, but the mineral content there is making long-range scanning difficult. I recommend we take a closer look.
What sort of structure?
Looks like a small base of some kind. Industrial, possibly military. Whatever it is, it's running at low power. We'll get a better idea at close range.
Okay.
Our intel shows a lot of Romulan activity in this system, in Scylla's name. Command believes she's planning an assault of some kind. and gathering tactical resources.
Ooh, it's got God rays, sort of, kinda. Look at that. Oh, that's beautiful. Finally, they're doing some stuff with this advanced lighting they now have in the game. See, that is cool to see. Look at how the light goes around the ship, and oh, that is beautiful. They need more of this kind of stuff. Now that they have this new lighting system, they can do it. Speak with Daniels. Okay, search system, fly to structure. That we can do. Ooh, what is that? There's something going on there for sure. That's weird looking.
This looks like an abandoned Tal Shiar base. Or what's left of one. It looks like the interior has been stripped of anything useful over an extended period of time. This could be the work of Scylla's forces. They've been... Wait! Picking up enemy contacts. Romulan ships decloaking.
Wait, I'm a Romulan ship. Are they gonna fire on us? Fight Romulan loyalists? I guess we have no choice. They're gonna fire on us, aren't they?
Warning. Ship is under attack. Target's shields have failed.
Romulans are going under cloak. They're disengaging.
Whoa, look how many torpedoes I had ready
Those
to go.
ships were older, but battle-ready and in good repair. It's unusual of them to run so quickly. We should stay sharp. There's probably more of them out there waiting under cloak. In the meantime, we damaged their propulsion systems in the fight. They're leaking plasma.
Did you see how many plasma torpedoes I had ready to fire at them? They were going to go down bad. Helm, follow that plasma. Well, you know what? I forgot to tell you guys, this character, Rassilon, he's a bit of a jerk. he's supposed to be. He's supposed to be based off of the Rassilon from Doctor Who, so I have to play him with some attitude. He's going to have some attitude. Follow their trail. We'll force them to face us.
As long as they keep leaking plasma, we can follow their trail.
Yeah, I'm playing this character.
They're not trying to lose us.
A little aggressive.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
If I was on my Starfleet character, then we'd be real nice. This character, he ain't so nice. He's gonna get the job done one way or another. So this is pretty cool. Warp trail. Follow the Romulan loyalist ships into this weird-looking asteroid, hollow asteroid. I'm going slow because I don't want to be caught off guard here. Something surprise me. I'll speed up a little bit. That is so beautiful with the sun. That's a weird looking asteroid. There's something funky about this place.
Unidentified ship, you are trespassing in sovereign Romulan space, and you are outnumbered. Surrender now.
Well, guess what? We need you.
Oh, it's you again.
It is. We're not here to fight, Scylla. Stand down.
No. You are still trespassing in my space, and I could use a new ship for my armada.
I don't think so.
Warning. Ship is under attack. Target's shields have failed. Hull integrity below 7.
Brought her down real fast. Yep, I brought her down real fast. That rock...
Fine, we'll talk. Cut to the chase and tell me what it is you want.
Well, first I want to look at this rock detail because that is new. Look at all that rock detail. I've never seen an asteroid so detailed in Star Trek Online before. That has me intrigued. Information specifically on the location of the certain Tal Shiar prisoners.
Ah, I'd wondered when you'd get around to looking for the Enterprise C survivors.
Really? Why? Tell me where they are, now.
When the Enterprise C survivors were taken, my father agreed to let the rest of the crew live, so long as Lieutenant Yar served as his concubine. She was executed, but my father held to his word. I am aware of their location, but I will only take you there if you agree to bring me with you.
If you come with us, you agree to be arrested. No tricks.
And what assurances do I have that I won't simply be executed? I will not agree to my death.
We will make arrangements for incarceration, not execution.
If I agree to this, I will be held in house arrest, somewhere reasonably pleasant by my own standards. I will not be cut off from access to the outside world, and I will not be given any sort of death penalty. Further, you will allow my crew and their ships to go without harassment.
You know, she should be a little less demanding. She did, after all, cause the entire issue we had with the Iconians. The whole reason that the Iconians wanted to kill all of us was because of Scylla. So let's keep that in mind, Missy. You caused this problem for yourself. I'm sure such arrangements can be made. Prepare to beam aboard.
The survivors of the Enterprise C were sent to a Tal Shiar prison world. Set a course for the Pictet system. I shall make my way to the bridge of this quaint little ship.
It ain't quaint. It is large and in charge. Very well. Plot a course. Don't make fun of my ship. I'll throw you out the airlock. The Pictet system.
I'm reading several Tholian ships on sensors.
Tholians?
Along with some unusual temporal fluctuations.
Always the Tholians.
Tholians dislike anything involving time travel. We should be cautious. If they think we're responsible, they may become hostile.
Anything you'd like to add, Scylla?
This is the Pictet system, one of many worlds where the Tal Shiar would send assets important enough to keep, but not threatening enough to kill. Supplies to this world stopped when Hobus was destroyed, but the Enterprise C crew are proven survivors. I admit the Tholians being here is new. Surely they won't be too difficult for you to handle.
They won't. But yeah, Tholians, time travel. They don't like that stuff. Defeat Tholians. Well, I guess I don't have a choice. I'm going to have to defeat them.
Do not intrude. The anomaly will be eradicated.
Warning.
Wait,
Ship is under attack.
you're attacking me.
Target's shields have failed.
Fire on the node. Well, I'm stuck.
Left shields failing. Target's shields have failed.
There we
Tholians
go.
were performing a detailed scan on that anomaly. Something caused it to destabilize quickly. Not a good sign.
That stupid Tholian web. I was trying to fire at the node and it wouldn't let me fire. I couldn't get out of that thing. That really caused me a problem.
The anomaly will be purged,
Warning.
as will
Ship
you.
is under attack.
Vengeance for the fallen.
Target's shields have failed.
Not again. Why won't it let me select the nodes and fire on them? Did they change something here? There we go.
Target's shields have failed.
That was more difficult than it should have been.
Another temporal anomaly. It was emitting high levels of tachyon radiation and chronotons before it dispersed. I'll need more data, but I think it was an unstable gateway into transdimensional space.
Transdimensional space? Say what? I see, interrupted.
Scan one. I want to see what they were so interested in.
You do not give orders on my ship, Scylla.
My most sincere apologies. I am so used to command and to quick efficiency. I just thought perhaps it would be better if we continued with the mission before more Tholians show up. We can stand around and talk if you like.
Bah! In your place. Let's scan one of those things anyway and not tell her we're doing that. Where is that? Here we go. Temporal anomaly.
That anomaly is devastating our hull. Avoid flying into it if possible.
Well, too late.
Based on these readings, I believe I've found an origin point for these anomalies. They're coming from the planet below. I suggest sending an away team down to collect data.
Tholians.
Warning. Ship is under attack. Target's shields have failed.
That.
All clear. We should check out the planet while we can.
That is how smooth it should have gone before. I got myself into a pickle with those Tholian webs. I like a mystery. I don't know where this storyline is going, but these temporal anomalies, this has me intrigued. Where is this going, you know? Color me intrigued.
I am detecting signs of habitation, but there's a lot of temporal disturbances down there. They're making it hard to obtain a clear reading at this distance.
Oh, let's go down for another
Assemble
look.
your most able crewmen and... My apologies.
Yeah.
This is your ship. You give the orders.
Indeed. You're with me. Let's beam down and see what's happening. Oh, we only get 2 people, huh? Well, let's see. Who shall I bring? Well, I guess both of you guys are good. Tovin and my Riemann, they're both tactical officers, so if we get into trouble, that's good. Okay, and I can heal myself. Let's go.
We've beamed down into an open courtyard within what's left of the Tal Shiar prison. Doesn't look like it's been inhabited for some time. I'm reading a number of temporal anomalies nearby, but my tricorder's having trouble analyzing the data. We're going to need to get closer.
The shipments of supplies stopped long ago. Anyone alive down here will have a hard time. I suppose that's too bad for Admiral Tana.
Who said anything about Admiral Tana?
That is what this is about, isn't it? There are 2 of her and no one else. If you find her, I doubt she will be alive.
We're going to search for her regardless. Wow, look at this detailed place. This is phenomenal for Star Trek Online, guys. I know this isn't like up to par with current games, but still, for Star Trek Online, this is the best I've ever seen. The way the light's coming through, the way the God rays are shining down, the detail in the foliage, and the ground textures. And wow. I'm impressed just with the visuals of this. Sorry. I just am. That's how I get. That's what I do. I notice these things. Oh, there's an anomaly
This
thingy.
world was abandoned by the Tal Shiar decades ago. I doubt there's anyone left. The survivors of the Enterprise C might have left personal items behind.
I'm looking for them. Like text logs and stuff. I would love to have audio logs and stuff. Yeah, let's look for that stuff. Guess we gotta go forward. Oh, cool. They did leave stuff behind. Datapad. This is awesome. It's like I'm playing a real game.
This datapad dates back to the late 23rd century. It lacks power, but it should work once it's recharged.
See if you can power it up. There could be useful data on it. Oh, that is so cool. I am now going to be looking for all kinds of things here. It's like a real mission, like a one of those like games that you play and stuff that has that kind of stuff in it. Now this game has that stuff in it. I love it. I love it to pieces. I just want to look everywhere so I don't miss anything. What a beautiful area too. Okay, well that's not normal. I have a feeling that's got to be a problem for somebody.
This place hasn't been inhabited for a while. Thing is, the tricorder's giving a range of time from 3 months to 30 years. We're dealing with some serious temporal flux here.
That could be a problem. Let's keep looking. Yeah, this is not normal.
That's one of the temporal anomalies. I wouldn't recommend entering its area of effect. From what I'm reading here, contact with the anomaly will do considerable damage to anything organic. That being said, I believe we can deal with this. Stand over there, and between the two of us, we should be able to nullify the anomaly.
Nullify it? Okay. Butterfly! A butterfly? Butterflies? What? There are butterflies in this game. Butterflies! What? Collect last datapad. Well, this seems relatively new and intact. Must be the time field.
Someone's been here recently. The tricorder's picking up numerous signs of habitation in the area. By the look of things, someone stripped this area of all useful items and moved on.
Well, we should move on too. We'll need to find a way past
This
the
gate
gates.
appears to have been locked from the outside. Perhaps they knew about the anomaly but didn't have the means to handle it. Ah, there's a manual override over there near our beam-down site. We can use it to open the gates.
They're behind some gates and more temporal anomalies.
When we disrupted this anomaly, it seemed to fracture, forcing more anomalies into our timeline. I think we might be able to use that to our benefit, though. I'll stay here and act as an anchor. Find the best spot and use your tricorder to emit the dispersal pattern again. We should be able to push those bubbles away from the gate controls. If you get stuck, I'll be able to get you out of trouble.
I'll disperse the anomalies and make a path to the gate controls.
The gate controls are trapped within an anomaly.
They
We'll have to
certainly
disperse
are.
it to use them.
Yeah, you just said that. So this is going to be a puzzle. Okay. Let me just double check around here and make sure I didn't miss anything. Oh, look at all that in there. Oh, this is so great. I am really loving this. Disperse anomalies to clear gate controls. Right. I'm guessing I can't go through these gates. No, I have to go back the way I came.
Looks like some of the closed gateways are rusted now. Find another spot.
Oh, like reset me completely.
Time is a tricky thing. Moving one anomaly will likely have a cascading effect on others. We might need to do this and pop multiple time bubbles.
Okay, I got it. What was that to find the right location, huh? No? Have to try it again? Oh, that undid that. So it's going to be like a puzzle, I see.
I think I can see a clear path to the controls.
Good. Oh, well, that was actually really simple. The heck?
The gate's open. Try to disperse where you are. It should open an escape path for you.
If you say so. Well, that was kind of rather easy, but cool still nonetheless. Alright, and there's the gate.
Excellent. The gate's open, and we can continue our search for Tana. Well done. Before we move on, I've managed to bring the datapad online again. It might contain clues on what happened. Looks like it's a personal unit. The primary user is Lieutenant Tasha Yar of Starfleet.
Tasha, huh?
Give me that! The first entry dates to 2389, nearly 40 years after she was executed. Or at least 40 years after she was supposed to have been executed. I am Natasha Yar, Security Chief for the Federation Starship Enterprise D. Well, at least that's who I was. For the past 40 years, I've been Tal Shiar Prisoner 24601. But even that changed a week ago. Our regular supply drops from the Star Empire stopped 3 months ago. The guards started caring too much about what might be going on elsewhere in the quadrant and caring too little about their prisoners. We were able to overpower them. We've managed to recover some data pads like this one, but there isn't enough here for us to call for help or escape. I'm leaving this record in case anyone comes looking for us. Scylla, if you find this, I still love you. I've missed you.
Oh, wow. Scylla, what do you have to say about that?
Lieutenant Yar was supposed to have been executed. My father said it happened. There were witnesses. How can... Clearly, there was some judicious alteration of history.
So it would appear.
The Enterprise C survivors were here, but something drove them away. Something more than the loss of supplies. We should continue looking for the survivors. Your duplicate of Tana may yet be alive on this rock.
Your father lied to you.
It would not have been the first time. No doubt he thought she might still have been useful in some way. I can see the pity in your eyes. Keep it. His decision allowed me to become the person I am. I do not regret that.
I just think it might be hard to hear now. Tasha was alive all that time.
Look! There's a path ahead!
Expanding, check out the dock.
This anomaly looks more stable than the others. It's probably less deadly, but let's not find out now.
It's sending out lightning strikes. Is that really... Alright guys, take care of the bugs. Thank you.
The generators died and no one knows why. Richard thinks it might have been the big predators. Tanae thinks she might be able to salvage some of the parts. I hope she can. She's been glaring over the remains for the last 3 hours. 2 more dead. We can't stay here. The animals know the fence won't harm them anymore. I rigged an early warning system using a trick I learned growing up on Turkana 4, but that won't stop them. We took a vote, and we're moving. We'll build a new settlement in the old secondary supply bunker the Tal Shiar abandoned 20 years ago. The surviving guard has agreed to guide us there. Loyalty to the Tal Shiar fades when you've been stranded with the inmates.
Oh, wow.
Lieutenant Yar never discussed Turkana 4. When I was older, I discovered why. She was a survivor. It is clear that her arrangement with my father was just that. Obviously, she continued that trait into her existence here. There's more ground to cover.
Indeed, let's keep following the path.
There's another unstable anomaly.
Yes, there is, but can I explore this area first? Look how big this area is. Okay, I can't. There's an invisible wall right there. And now I'm in over my head, quite literally. Okay, we're not supposed to go this way. I get it. And I'm stuck on a rock.
The anomaly has left some of the rock in a molten state.
Oh.
You took readings in orbit. Surely we should continue looking. Clearly, these anomalies must be connected to your mission. Now, while you take a leisurely stroll through the jungle, I will be moving on. It appears that there are more survivors than initially believed.
On that, we're in agreement. Let's keep searching. And a cutscene. Oh.
There's a lot of interference, but I think I'm picking up a life sign.
Like
Tana!
that person.
Go away! Leave this place!
What? What? Investigate anomaly, explore while defend my... What? Tana? Hey, what? No. Stop. Don't... Oh, we're gonna have to fight her. I don't want to fight her. Oh. Can I stun you? I don't want to shoot you.
No. No!
Yes.
Please, not again! Stay away!
We're friendly.
Stay away!
The heck? Whoa! What the... just happened?
It seems your duplicate, Tana, is still alive, and she isn't pleased to see you. I don't really blame her. I wasn't exactly thrilled to see you again, either.
Well, I see a structure ahead. Let's check it
She's
out.
run off, but there's an even larger anomaly close by.
Yeah, you think? Look at that. What is going on? I am so confused. I have no idea.
It looks like it was a structure at one point, but I doubt any survivors would remain in a ruin like this.
What's that thing moving in and out of it?
Another temporal anomaly, and this one is larger than the last. There are temporal eddies moving through the area and a few stable locations between them. Now, if you establish temporal stabilizers in these 3 locations, we can disperse the anomaly and get a better look at the area. Hopefully, the Enterprise C survivors were able to escape the area before this happened.
Follow the temporal eddy and place stabilizers. So this eddy here. Oh, okay. Well, I have no idea what I'm doing, guys.
There's a stable pocket ahead of you. Set up the first stabilizer there.
I seem to be doing it right.
That's the first stabilizer. 2 more to go.
Okay, I just have to follow the eddy. All right, okay. It's a little weird. Where's the other one at? Oh, maybe I need to follow this one. No? I don't know where the other one's at. Oh, gotta stay in the thingy, or it really hurts. Well, I found 2 of them. Maybe I need to follow that one. Crap, but I need to wait for it to come back. Oh, there it is over there. Okay, I see it.
Incredible! Dispersing the anomaly restored more than I expected. We should look for clues.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, what is going on? God, I mean, I don't even have any idea what the storyline is at this point. Look at these beds. So they slept here in the open with no roof. There's nothing around here. Guess we're going inside. Oh, there's a roof on this one.
We found an entire grove of saplings. Richard swears the same area was full of towering trees last week. He might be mistaken. We're both getting older. I thought I saw a Romulan in the brush. He was wearing a 22nd century style uniform. When I looked again, he was gone. Maybe I'm going senile. Richard insists I'm too young. Maybe it's because the outside world has been on my mind. Scylla has been on my mind. I wonder what happened to her.
Wow, she's getting older.
While her father was a Tolshiar general, he spared my life in the end. Perhaps he wasn't petty and cruel to her. I hope he wasn't. If you should find this, happy 50th birthday, Scylla. I have missed you. I only regret we were separated.
Wow. Remind me of the time frame again. When Yar went back with the Enterprise C, how many years was that before she was on the Enterprise D? Because it seems like she could have lived long enough to get back to her normal time frame, right? Or is that not true?
Shelter ruined, last tricorder gone, half our stores destroyed, 5 dead. The hunters and gatherers returned to find many dead and unconscious. I used my emergency medic training, but I was a security officer, not a doctor. Devek might not make it.
So something
None of them can remember what happened.
started going bad.
Without the tricorder, we can't scan the area, or for internal injuries. I suspect that there is something on the planet causing anomalies of some kind. Tana has not reacted well. She's been talking to herself and keeping apart from everyone. A problem for later. Survival now.
So, yeah, something is creating the anomalies on this planet, and it was bothering them too. So, like, time travel, like, people are coming through these anomalies, time travelers.
Some sort of temporal inversion happened here. Some of the rock returned to an earlier molten state, while some of the building materials aged over 200 years. Anyone standing close to these objects would have been affected as well, regressed to infancy, or aged to the grave.
The same thing could happen to us if we're not careful. You know what this reminds me of? That episode of TNG where they found Picard and Geordi and some others, they found the Enterprise entwined in these bubbles, temporal bubbles, and it was being fired upon by a Romulan ship, but time was frozen, and they had to go on board and figure out what was going on and everything. And it was a cool episode. It ended up that it was because of something with the singularity core of the Warbird that caused it, but it was a cool episode nonetheless. Kind of reminds me of that, where like these time bubbles floating around that age things or whatever.
Well, I suppose it was nice that Yar thought of me. But that doesn't change the fact that she was going to steal me away like a thief in the night. If she had truly cared, she would have stayed where she was. My father was not cruel or petty, at least not to me. He was hard because he needed to be. I thrived because of it.
I see.
The Enterprise C survivors were surprisingly resilient. Tasha's notes are more sparse, but seem to record a productive, if primitive, community. They mention a secondary site close by. If your Vulcan survived, there may be others, and they may be close.
Over here! There's a path with recent footprints.
Ooh. Follow the path, huh?
I'm reading another anomaly, further down the path. Tana might be there.
So she's still alive because she is a Vulcan, of course, and can live longer. More of these creatures.
The Tana anomaly and its allies must be purged.
Oh! Tholians! Agitation field time. That'll get them. Stupid drone.
That Tholian away team must have beamed down to investigate the anomalies.
So the Tholians, they don't like the time travel stuff, so they want to stop these anomalies. This place is beautiful.
This looks to be a well-worn path. Some recent footprints here, heading the other way. They might have run into Tholians.
It seems your Vulcan passed this way recently. Perhaps the cavern mentioned in Natasha's logs is nearby. We should follow the tracks.
Alright. That's where I'm headed.
It seems many of the refugees would be alive if it weren't for the anomalies. I wonder how many are left now.
I'm detecting signs of recent habitation in this location.
Maybe we'll find more answers.
Yeah, that's why we're here.
This was some sort of dwelling up until a few months ago. If I'm reading this right, there was an explosion of tetrion particles here. A fatal one, judging by the organic residue on the walls. No one's been living here since, according to these tricorder readings.
Understood. Let's keep searching. It may have left something behind. Looks like we're going inside.
The anomalies are temporal in origin. I watched Richard wither and die before my eyes. An anomaly appeared, and moments later he aged 100 years. We buried him this morning in the clearing. I never expected he and I would end this way. I miss him. Richard was a wonderful partner for these last decades. A good man.
Decades.
We built a wonderful life, despite it all. My only regret is that Scylla never got to know how kind and brave Richard was. He'd have been such a wonderful stepfather.
Wow. Wow.
Tana hasn't been seen in days. I'm worried she won't come back. I'm worried she will. I thought her strange behavior might be a degenerative Vulcan sickness, but she was answering questions before they were asked, and she's been close to every anomaly that's happened. Maybe I'm jumping at shadows. The part of me that is still a security officer on the Enterprise doesn't think I am, though.
So something's happening to Tana. She's seeing the future?
This is Tana. I have agreed to report the final words of Natasha Yar, and to hold this log for the future. If there is one. If it isn't here already, What? No! Focus. Focus.
I think she's having some temporal problems.
Natasha Yar died of a fever. She She wished for the story of the crew of the Enterprise C to be remembered. They were brave beyond expectation. She wished for her daughter to know that she was loved and that Natasha lived a long and happy life. But Natasha missed her, and she hoped her daughter's life was wonderful. Natasha requests that if this log is found, that this record be conveyed to Scylla of Romulus and to the Federation.
Well, it has been.
Do not come near me.
Uh-oh.
End log.
Let's see where this cave leads. Tanae may be close by, and we need to find her before these anomalies get worse. Okay, wow. So the crew of the Enterprise C, I mean, Yar didn't just die like he said. I mean, a lot of things happened here, and they survived on this planet for a very long time. And then these temporal anomalies came up and started doing something, and they messed with Tanae. I get all that. I just don't understand why and how and what is going on. But these shadows are really awesome. Look at the shadows. Look at me. My cape flowing in the wind. Whoa! That tree... Wait, something is not like the other. That tree is definitely out of place.
I see movement in the bushes.
I think I see a tree. I can see a tree that's like totally different from everything.
Stop following me!
She kicked in the air. Where's she getting a grenade from?
Enemy targets on sensors. Personal shield losing power.
I'm gonna have to fire on her. It's not giving me a choice. I don't want to fire on her. Ah.
Enemy targets.
Seriously.
No. Go away!
Where is she getting grenades from?
Told you to stay away!
Come with me. We'll be able to fix everything. Because I don't know what's going
I am
on.
dangerous. You should not be here. No one can be here. No! Not again! Oh!
Yeah.
No! Not again!
There's a new anomaly forming.
Yeah. Is she causing them? Or she knows they're coming.
Tholians!
And Tholians. Holy crap, lots of Tholians.
Purge the anomaly. Purge the contaminated.
Tanae, the anomalies that have been occurring were caused by decades of temporal interference. Because of what happened with the Enterprise C, you exist in two places at once. We can fix this. You and your counterpart can be reintegrated. Your memories will be integrated as well, but the anomalies will stop.
Wait, what? So the anomalies were caused because there's two of them? Hold on. Tanae, the anomalies that have been occurring were caused by decades of temporal interference. Because of what happened with the Enterprise C, you exist in two places at once. We can fix this. You and your counterpart can be reintegrated. Your memories will be integrated. Okay, I'm not understanding something. First of all, what is Scylla doing with my Riemann? That's the first question we should be asking ourselves right now. She is really, really grinding up on my Riemann. I see you, Scylla, doing your thing in that tight leather pants. I see you over there. I see you, and you're very distracting, so we're just going to move you off screen for a little bit. God, that's not any better. What is this? What is going on with this character? Tanae is up on me. That's Tanae. She's all inside of me, like literally. Oh, this is a freaky scene, guys. What is happening? I just want to have a discussion about this, and weird things are afoot at the Circle K. Holy crap. There we go. That's better. Now I can concentrate. Okay, I'm confused, guys. So, when Riker split in two with the transporter accident, there were no weird anomaly things. That wasn't a thing. Why are there two Tanais? Obviously, this is not caused by a transporter accident. So why are there two Tanais again? We have the Tana from the Enterprise C, who went back in time. No, wait. Yeah, I'm confused. Why would there be two Tanais? Wouldn't there just be... I didn't even know she was on the Enterprise C to begin with, but even if she was, how is she... I'm missing something, guys. Fill me in here. Why, how and why are there two Tanais in the first place? And how is this causing a temporal incident? Okay, we know the Enterprise C went into the future, and that caused a different timeline. But the Enterprise C ended up going back into the past where it should have been, and everyone was captured like they should have been. So why are there two Tanais? There's not two Richards. There's not two of anyone else. So why is Tana the only one that there's two of? See, that doesn't make sense. If there were two people because it went in the future and in the past, then there would be two of everybody. But there's not. There's just Tana. So why are there two Tanais? I am so confused why there's a duplicate of Tana. Somebody help me here.
I see the logic in your presence here. I am anomalous. My presence here must be sufficiently reconciled to preserve the order of things. I presume you are here to accomplish this. Thus, I will go with you.
Admiral, there's something you should see. I scanned the area for Tholians after the last attack. While I didn't find any, I picked up something else. Judging by these readings, I believe I've found the remains of the Enterprise C crew. Okay, yeah. Let's get out of this weird situation. Examine the graves. Oh my gosh, the graves. We are going to see their graves. Put my weapon away. Let's give them some respect. Are we going to take the remains or leave them here? I don't know. Oh, look at that. Natasha Yar. Oh, wow. Put your gun away, Tanae.
All this time, she was here. I believed she was dead. Tasha believed I might come looking for her. She believed it so strongly she left logs in case.
Yep.
Tanae held her logs for her. And now, she is truly dead.
A lot of character development here for Scylla. I'm liking that quite a bit.
This place has led to some interesting revelations, shall we say? I think it best we leave before more Tholians show up.
I'm left with more questions than answers, to be honest with you. Totally more questions than answers.
Looks like we beamed up just in time. Several Tholian ships are on an attack vector.
We can deal with them. Time for my manifold and one of them.
We won't trust you, Ogon. We will repair time.
Target's shields have failed.
That's what I'm talking about. Bye-bye, Tholian.
Something is happening. It's happening again. Another anomaly is forming.
Uh-oh.
Warning. Ship is under attack. Target's shields have failed.
Hustock.
Target's shields have failed.
We're being hailed by the stock. It's Admiral Tana. That is to say, the Admiral Tana from our timeline, but she's on a time ship?
I see you found my displaced temporal counterpart. Well done.
Why are there two of you? Where did the other one come from? Why are you here? How did you get here if the other one was stuck on this planet? I don't get it.
An operations team is standing by on this vessel to assist with her temporal reintegration. Please beam her aboard, and we will begin the process. It is possible that I may acquire a new set of memories as part of the process. A small price to pay to stabilize the timeline. As it has been said, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few, or the one. I see. Having read the briefing from Starfleet Command, I find her presence here to be most logical, considering the situation.
She's agreed to go into custody now that the issue's been resolved.
Very well. I will take custody of Scylla and deliver her to a secure facility once the reintegration procedure is complete. Beam her aboard with my temporal counterpart.
Okie dokie.
It seems our journey is at a parting of the ways once more.
So it seems. You did agree to place yourself into custody, however.
I did, and I will. But I have a condition to my surrender.
Bring it up with the Admiral. She hasn't learned anything, has she? I was hoping for some real... What? An undisclosed location. Who? What? How? Why? What? Scylla? What? Yar?
Tell me about my mother.
Whoa. Wait. If you could see the look on my face right now. If you could only see the look on my face right now, oh my gosh. I have a thought. I have a theory. Am I right? Am I wrong? Do you guys have the same theory? Are you thinking the same thing I am? Are you on the same page as I am? Have we turned the book to the right paragraph and the right sentence, and you are looking at the right words that I am looking at with an underscore and a bold and an italicized and a caption and an ellipses and an exclamation mark and parentheses and every grammar thing you could put into one sentence? Are we in the same universe right now? I've got a weird thought, guys. I got a weird thought. So the hologram thing, first of all, that must have been Scylla. We captured her. So that's her in prison after the end of our mission. It's got to be Scylla. But then the hologram thing, octagon-looking thingamajig, that is straight up from TNG, where Data had that hologram of Tasha Yar. Remember, they had kind of a relationship. That hologram he really revered Tasha and had android feelings for her. And he had that hologram of her, and he would turn it on, and then Tasha Yar would be standing up. And that was it. And it was Tasha Yar back in the past before she was lost before she died. Way before that, it was before she died from that oil creature that was a pointless death. That was from then. That was when that happened, when the oil creature killed her. So that was from a long time ago. And Scylla is asking this person if he could tell her about her mother. Could that be Data? Oh my gosh. It would line up. Right? It would all line up. Because she's asking this guy to tell her about her mother. Who else would know about her mother that's still alive today in the 25th century and, able to talk like that, and who would not age, for one thing? Data. He knew her very well. And he has the hologram of her. That has to be Data. Are we on the same page here? Am I firing on all cylinders, or am I just totally off the wall, off the rocker right now? Or did we just get a hint of Data coming to Star Trek Online? If so, oh my gosh, just Oh my gosh, because that's like my favorite Star Trek character. Holy crap. That better be. Oh, wow. But then what does that mean? Because in the lore of Star Trek Online, Data was lost with the Enterprise E. I believe he became captain of the Enterprise E. And the Enterprise E was lost in space. So therefore, Data is lost in space with the Enterprise E, because we just don't know what happened to it. That's why there's an Enterprise F. The Enterprise E disappeared, and he went with it. But so is he back? Where did he go? What happened? Holy crap! Is this going to be? Are they going to make this a storyline? Oh my gosh! They better make this a storyline. If they don't make this a storyline, I'm gonna do something not good. They better make this a storyline. They got my hopes up now. They got me pumped. They got me hyped. I mean, I'm like super, super intrigued. If they don't fulfill this hype that I now have, I will forever be disappointed, because they have built up my hype to a new level. I am levelless on hype now. I am up there. I am at the top of my hype pile right now for the possible storylines that could come of a Data storyline. And where was he? Where did the Enterprise E vanish? Where did Data go? Data is back. What were these time bubbles on this planet? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Holy crap. Jeez. Jiminy Crickets. Wow. Fiddler on a Roof. Wow. Whew. Oh, I gotta calm down, because my heart rate is like going through the roof right now. This could be okay. I'm hyping myself up too much. It's not gonna be that great. How could it? Can we turn this mission in finally? The timeline is stabilizing. Anomaly counts are dropping, and our agents are reporting a decline in temporal aftershocks due to recent events. That's a good thing, by the way. The aftershocks of our recent discoveries on Pictet may take some time for... Could it be Data? For Scylla to resolve, however, I hope she's able to find a sense of peace and closure from what she's learned today. I'll be heading back to the Temporal Command once we finally integrated the two Tanais. Be seeing ya. Be seeing ya. That's what you're going to leave me with? A be seeing ya? Take the operative combat armor first. Wow. 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 We're already at Sol. I was going to transwarp to Sol. We're at Sol. Okay. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. We got a lot to talk about, guys. This video ain't over yet. I know it's long, but bear with me. We got some things to talk about here. Definitely got some things to talk about here. I want to get off my mind while they're fresh on my mind. Okie dokie. Number one thing I want to say about this mission, it was beautiful in the visual sense. They did an excellent job with the space graphics, textures, everything. They did an excellent job with the ground graphics, textures, lighting, foliage, everything that they put into the world was beautiful and new. It didn't seem like anything was reused. It's like a totally alien, new, unique world we've never seen before, and that's really cool, because that's new and unique. It's not a reused planet. It's not a reused location. It looks like new assets were used, and it just looked really, really good. So A+ on the visuals, guys. Cryptic, you nailed it. Keep doing more of that. Number two, the storyline. Intriguing, mysterious. It draws you in, and it brings up questions, and you want them answered. And it's exploration, which is what people have been wanting in this game. Lots and lots of exploration with a little combat thrown in to break it up. You have to have that, and I like that. So A+ on the storyline. You got me intrigued, and I want more, and I want to know. I got so many questions right now. So those are two good things. One bad thing. It didn't recognize that I was Romulan. I like things that know what you are. So, for example, if you play as a Klingon, I like the dialogue to be tailored toward recognizing that you're a Klingon. If you're a Romulan, I like the dialogue to be tailored to recognize you're a Romulan. And if you're human or on the Federation, likewise. So I like there is some of that in this game, and I know they can do that. So I like it when they do that. They didn't do it in this mission though, but I like it when they do. And since this is more of a Romulan-oriented mission, I was hoping for some kind of secret sauce with a Romulan character. Like there should be a little something extra, a little something thrown in there just for Romulan factions. You know what I mean? Just to give it that little extra something. There are also no career-specific missions. Sometimes in these missions they give career-specific things to do, like science officer, go do this, engineering, go do this. That way you can replay it as different career types and do different things. So there was nothing like that in this mission either. It was very simple, by the books, follow the path sort of thing. But it was still intriguing, and the storyline was good enough that those things I had actually forgot about while I was playing it. The combat in the mission was real good too. I like fighting the Tholians. They're pretty good to fight. Just those Tholian webs really annoy me, but I like fighting the Tholians, especially on ground. They're pretty good too. So that's all good. But I'm left with some questions, and my primary question, because I still haven't figured it out while I'm sitting here thinking about it, is why are there two Tanais? I don't understand why there's two Tanais. I must be totally oblivious and missing something obvious. I bet you guys are going to tell me in the comments, and then I'm going to be like, I should have known that. So I don't know, guys. I'm sorry, but I'm totally oblivious to why there's two Tanais. First of all, I didn't know Tana was on the Enterprise C in the first place, a Vulcan, but she was, apparently. So she was on the Enterprise C. It came into the future in TNG, created an alternate timeline where Tasha Yar was alive again. Tasha Yar goes to the Enterprise C, but they go back in time to the point they left. So nothing changed in terms of that. Tana, there wouldn't have been two Tanais at that point, just the one Tana. She would have been on the ship, as she wouldn't have been two Tanais because there was just one, so she would have gotten captured by the Romulans, lived on the planet, and found just like we found her. But then why is there another Tana that's in Starfleet right now and our boss, basically? How can there be two Tanais? I don't understand where that second one comes from. Apparently the one on the planet was the anomaly, but I think the one in Starfleet's the anomaly, and the one on the planet was the real one. But I don't get why there's two of them. I am missing something totally obvious. I've got to be totally obvious, but I'm missing it completely right now. Just not getting it at the moment. Yeah, question about that. The other thing is, how did that cause temporal anomalies? And I mean, I don't get all that either. I don't understand the temporal anomaly thing. I guess because there's two of her. But we've seen duplicates of people before in Star Trek, and there's never been anomalies like that. So I don't understand that either. Those are some questions that did not get answered here. And then the third final question is, of course, the ending scene, the end cutscene. We're left with what I think is Data, and we're left with a question about where was he all this time? Because apparently him and the Enterprise E were lost in space. He was the captain of the Enterprise E, but they were lost in space. So now that he's back and talking to Scylla, where was he all that time, and how did he get back? I want that story. I want to know what happened to the Enterprise E. We never got a proper Enterprise E burial. You know, we went straight to the Enterprise F in this game, and we never found out what happened to the Enterprise E. You know, we know it disappeared. That's why they had to make an Enterprise F. But I mean, now is it back now? I mean, what the heck? What's the deal? Why did it disappear? And then Data, what's the deal there? Why is he visiting Scylla, of all people? I want to know those answers so bad that I really hope they make a storyline for it. But I guess I can't get my hopes up too much because I really don't know. All I know is that I think Escalation is the name of the next season. Season 13 is called Escalation. So something's going to escalate, but I don't know what. So we really don't know where this is headed. We also don't know if this storyline has anything to do with Season 13 at all. Is this a one-off storyline, or is this going to be a series? Because this doesn't have anything to do with the Lucari stuff. Note, you know, we come down to New Frontiers. You had Echoes of Light and Of Signs and Portents. Well, this new mission, Survivor, had nothing to do with New Frontiers. Nothing to do with the Lucari. Nothing to do at all with the Zenkethi. So this is this a one-off? Or is this going to follow somewhere under here? I don't know where this is going to fit in the, quote, timeline of the game. You know, I don't know where this fits. I don't know where this is going to go. You know, which storyline are they going to put it under? I don't know. And that's a big question, because it seems almost just like a standalone. You know how you sometimes get a standalone episode in a TV show that has nothing to do with anything else except itself? That's what this mission feels like. So I don't know if they're going to do more of those kinds of things, or if they're going to connect it in the future. I don't know. But I'm intrigued, and that, to me, is exciting. They've brought some intrigue back for me here in the storyline and in the missioning. So I'm really excited about that. Okay, well, enough about all that now, because we got to look at the reward. So right now I have the Romulan Imperial Navy Combat Armor. That's the one I'm rocking now. We saw that at the beginning. And so the stats on this one, of course, it's Mark 14 Epic, but basically I've got a +8 all damage resistance, +88 physical, kinetic, 120 all energy damage resistance, 88 plasma damage resistance, 155 maximum hit points, a health regeneration, 40 root, and knockback resistance. This one is called the Romulan Operative Combat Armor. It has a physical and kinetic damage resistance and an all energy damage resistance, just like the Imperial Navy one does. Now, because it's Mark 12 and not Epic and not 14 Epic, the stats on it are lower, but once I upgrade it, which I will, we'll see what the stats match to on my upgraded one. But it looks like at least it has the same type of things here. But then it has, what's different about this one is it's got a 15% dodge chance. So it's got a dodge on it, and it's got a critical chance. And then it has still got a shield regeneration. It's got a shield regeneration. Doesn't have maximum health points though. I got 155 maximum hit points on my Imperial Navy one, but this one does not have any hit points on it. It's just got a shield regeneration and stealth. So dodge, chance, stealth, and then plus 3.7 health regeneration while stealth. So it does have a health regeneration, but you have to be stealth. And a plus 50% run speed when stealthed. So this this armor is all about the stealth and the dodge and the crouching. So that's interesting because none of those game mechanics were in the mission we actually played. We did not have to be stealthy at all. So I was curious about that, but it ended up we didn't have to do any kind of stealth at all, even though the armor set we're getting is all about stealth. The mission didn't have anything to do with stealth. So that's a little bit of a disconnect there, but it is what it is. So we've got a 2 and 3 piece set. We need the armor, the pistol, and the shield. We will get a set 2 bonus called Prepared Strikes and a set 3 bonus called Cover Tracks. Let's look at those. Set 2 bonus is a plus 10% critical chance while stealthed and not moving, doubled if crouched, and a plus 20% critical severity while stealth and not moving, doubled if crouched, and a kit readiness, cooldowns. Then Cover Tracks means kills with the weapon are going to have a chance to apply ambush, and you're going to get a plus 25 kit performance. So that's what that does compared to what I'm using now, which is integrated tactical support and regenerative shield. I'm not sure. I think I like this one better. Plus 10% energy damage resistance. Well, while crouching, I get a plus 30% critical severity. But I have this awesome emergency regenerative shield array set 3 bonus that I'm benefiting from right now. On this one, the extra damage will only help if you're stealthed or not moving. And there's really not a lot of times I'm not moving. I'm pretty much constantly moving and not being stealthed, because this game does not really have stealth gameplay. There's really no reason to be stealthed in this game. It's just not the type of gameplay that it is. So I don't know. I don't think prepared strikes is really going to help me. And cover tracks, using that with the weapon, maybe, but then you have to end up using that weapon only for that ability. And gosh darn it, I like my Advanced Herald Anti-Proton Beam, since it's Mark 14 Epic. That's really nice. I don't know if I want to be forced into using a different weapon just to have ambush. So I'm actually not sure how well I like this set. I may favor the Romulan Imperial Navy combat set on this character. But I tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and get the entire thing. I'm going to get the armor. Well, I've already got the armor. I'm going to get the shield. And then I'm going to get the weapon when it's available. And I am going to try out all 3 pieces. So that's what I'll do. I'll make a video when I get all 3 pieces. We'll go do some ground combat with my current set right here, using the Imperial Navy combat set, and then I'll throw on the new operative combat armor set, and we'll go do battle and compare the 2. So that's what I'll do once I get it, but of course it'll have to wait till I get all 3 pieces. But I'll do that in the future, because I'm not quite sure that I'm actually going to like the operative stuff. I'm just not in this particular game. I'm just not a stealthy character on anything, and I don't really need to be. This game doesn't call for being a stealthy character. And most of the benefits from this set seems to be if you're stealthed or not moving and crouched. And I'm not in those positions a lot of time. I'm constantly on the go, running around, jumping around, firing off my kit, firing off my weapons, and doing just fine like that. So this would not benefit me if I'm not going to be using the stealth abilities of it. So I don't know how useful it'll be, but I will try it out. I just like the fact that at least we have another Romulan set to play with, because there has only been this one until now. So, wow. Well guys, this has been an incredibly long video, and for those that have stayed and watched the entire thing, you get a round of applause from me. Thank you for watching. Thank you for taking the time. I know I've had a lot to talk about and say, but this has been a very, very involved video and mission and content and, update on this character and just a whole bunch of stuff in this one video. So thank you for watching, getting all the way to the end. You have earned a cookie. So yeah, leave your comments below and tell me what you think of the ground set, and give me your theories about the end credit scene or the end cut scene, and then get me in the know about why there's 2 Tanais, because I am missing something big there. Missing something probably obvious. So thank you all for watching, and stay tuned for the next one.